Okay, welcome to another GTA Online Cayo Perico heist video. This one's going to be a little special, not because of any techniques that I'm going to do, but because of the fact that, in case you don't know it already, this week from today till next Thursday, there's a special. If you notice, I have my my pink diamond is worth 2.145 million versus 1.4. That's why I'm doing this video basically. And I also I don't need, I can explain this on the way. Okay, so just I didn't bother showing it on the map, but I have one cocaine in the airfield, and I also have one picture, one painting in the compound. So the only secondary loot I'm going for is going to be the cocaine. I mean, outside the compound is going to be the cocaine in the airfield, and then that'll be 50% of my bag, and then I'll grab the painting for the other 50% to complete the elite challenge. You need, remember, for the elite challenge, you need 100% of your secondary loot bag filled. It doesn't matter. You could even fill it with cash if you want, or with weed, but as long as you fill it. If you don't already know, piles of cash are worth 25, or you fill up 25% of your loot bag. Weed fills up 33.3%, or a third of your loot bag. And, whoops, I want to make sure that this... And what else? Gold fills up 2/3 of your loot bag. So I'm going to leave it here because it's easy. It'll be easier to retrieve later. It took me a couple of seconds extra, but it's better than running after it later when the boat drifts all the way out to sea, which it does half the time. So now, of course, you know, Murphy's Law would indicate that my cocaine is going to be on the second floor, which means I've got to use the forklift to get to it. The two loots on the bottom are cash, which I don't want. I mean, if I was going only for time, I would get the 2 cash and say fuck the cocaine. But I'll take the extra money. I'm a whore, what can I tell you? By the way, the reason you have to use the forklift is because the door behind me, you know, look at it, is locked. You can't get through that, and there's no chain on this side, so this is the only way. I'm not sure why they do that, but I guess it's just another impediment to your progress. As I already said, the cocaine fills up half your bag, and by the way, this... So I mentioned that it's 1.5 times the regular loot, but for some reason, I'm not sure why they drew the line there, but for some reason it's not 1.5 times the secondary loot. By the way, if you'll notice, I scoped, you'll look on my pause map, you'll see that I scoped the supply truck and the guard uniforms. I'm absolutely not going for them. I find that the diminishing returns... entrance into the compound, but to be quite honest, I think it's a terrible entry because the long fin is a much quicker... It'll take... I find that it takes like 1.5 to 2 minutes just to drive across the island with that slow-ass friggin' supply truck. Plus, in order to get to the supply truck, I've got to kill all those 3 guys, take out the camera, change into the guard uniform, because by the way, you can't use the supply truck without the guard uniform to get into the compound, right? So all that time to take out all to just to get in, I wouldn't even right now. If I was taking the supply truck entrance, I wouldn't be in the supply truck now. I'd probably be killing the last guy and heading toward the camera now, right? Probably just about now, I would be getting into the supply. Now I'd be changing into my guard uniform, and just about now, I'd probably be just getting into my supply truck. So it's just so not worth it. Meanwhile, I'm already at the compound. So, I don't know. I'm not sure I see the virtue of the supply truck at all. you want the easiest entrance, you don't really care about time or the elite. Not that I really care about time other than the elite challenge, but, you know. Whoops, almost forgot to activate my rebreather. Not that it really needs it that bad here. Now again, secondary loot, it's not 1.5 times. But, strangely enough, I read on the drip feed in GTA forums and on Reddit that it actually, the special applies to the loot that you can steal out of a Rubio's safe. I'm not sure I understand that, but okay. It seems like a strange place to draw the line. It's like, oh, you know, you can get 2.1 million for the primary loot. It'll double the cash in the safe, but sorry, secondary loot, not 1.5 times. I mean, it's not even that much money. I'm not complaining. It's not a big deal. I'd certainly rather have it this way than the reverse, but it just seems to be a very strange place to draw a line, considering how little how small the amount of money is that you can put in your secondary bag to begin with. Anyway, if you watched my video, you'll know my route through the compound already. I'm not gonna change up anything. There's no reason for me to. I'm just gonna turn around here as soon as it deposits me facing those steps. I'm gonna turn around. Toggle to my shoddy.
Well, judging from the lack of terrified screams, I will assume you made it through the uncharted tunnel and into the den of strung-out militiamen. Good. Things are going according to plan, huh? Now, let's see what he has for us in the
Strictly speaking, you don't have to get this guy, but I do anyway. And then I always get this guy. And the reason I get that first guy that was to my right is because it gives this guy time to get out there. Otherwise, normally I would have to come up these steps and wait for him. So, in a sense, I get to kill an extra guy and, you know, oh, good, he dropped the key. That's nice. That's what I really wanted. Now, I've mentioned this in my other videos. If this guy is here, by all means, take him out. But don't take him out if he passes. I'll show you in a second. Let me get this guy first. If he passes this white car, don't take him out. You gotta wait for it to come back. For some reason, it doesn't matter if there's no cameras or no security guards there, but if he passes that white car and you shoot him in that space, I have no idea why, but it will activate the alarms and you'll be spotted. I want to say it's a glitch in the game, but who the hell knows. So far this is pretty much like clockwork. I'm usually pretty good for the elite in this game. I'm not great at this. You're not going to speed running time. There's my painting. That'll get me up to my 50%. I mean my 100%. Always remember, cocaine is 50%. You don't want to come in here with, like, if I would have taken that pile of cash, I would have screwed myself because I'd be at 75%, and you can't take a half a painting. So always remember, if you're going to get a painting, leave 50% of your bag open. Otherwise, see, that filled it up completely. Now I'll go to the safe. Another thing I've mentioned before, don't worry about the vault key card if you're coming yourself. Yeah, that's not bad. So I got, that safe is definitely double money. Because that gave me over 100 grand. Now, there are other ways to do this, but I'm going to wait for that. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. Hold on, actually, yeah, I'm gonna get him. I took a little extra time, more than I usually do, getting down from Rubio's office to show you stuff, so actually that set the Juggernaut exactly where I wanted him. So, actually it worked out better that I took a little too much time. Now, the reason I want the gate keys, I've mentioned this in my other video, is because I don't want to do 4 hacks. By going into the basement with using the gate key, I only have to do 2 hacks. Since I'm not great at hacking, I'm okay at it, but I'm not great at it. I prefer not to have to do 4 if I can avoid it. Sorry. By the way, of interesting note, if you have the fingerprint scanner, let me get this done first. Okay, if you have the fingerprint scanner, I think it's or the you can buy. I think it's I think it's $1 million in your arcade. You can actually practice all of these puzzles in your arcade, but you have to pay for your what the hell is it? It's hacking device. You have to pay for the hacking device for $1 million. And another condition, strangely enough, is you also have to have, in order to use it, you have to have collected the hacking device in your casino heist prep. I think that's a little stupid. I think if you paid $1 million, you should be able to practice all of it. But anyway, if you need practice, you can do that. Just pay $1 million to add the whoops, that's what I'm talking and concentrating. Pay $1 million to add the hacking device to your arcade, and then make sure you've done the hacking device prep mission, and then you can practice all these hacks to your heart's content. Even nicely enough added this hack, the fingerprint scanner here, after the cryo heist, so you can practice. Alright, easy peasy.
Careful out there.
And this is an easy escape. This is harder with two people. With two people, you've gotta go after those guards that I was just facing. Also, as in all my videos, I'll warn you, beware that when you go west like this, a truck is gonna spawn right in front of you. If you come too quickly, you'll be spotted. Not the worst thing in the world. You'll still get the elite if you're spotted here, but they will start shooting at you and send the helicopters after you, and you'll lose some of your loot. I do this a little more carefully so as not to lose any.
Well, he sounds irritated again.
And I always escape by swimming west. I've seen some speedrunners go straight north here. It doesn't matter. I'm well in time for the elite. I'll show you. I've seen some people doing this. Go here and go straight south from the compound. And I think it might be quicker, but I don't bother doing it because there's always a guy that sees you if you don't kill him. So I find that this is just the way I go. I go west. But if you want a quicker way escape, I think going straight south is a quicker escape path. Swimming away that way. I could be wrong though. And by the way, if you're escaping this way, let me stop and I'll show you. Don't worry about that helicopter. Look, he's all the way. They're looking on the island. They're not even looking for you out at sea. So as long as now, if I were spotted, if one of those guards even outside the compound had seen me, it wouldn't kill my elite. But it would, I would have to be underwater, and they'd be shooting at me, and I'd be losing some, small amounts of money. And if you didn't know this already, you can still get the elite if you're spotted outside the compound on the way out. But if you're spotted before you get to the compound, or you're spotted while you're in the compound, you can't get the elite. So let's see what my total take is. So the three criteria for getting the Elite Challenge. Actual take 2.34 million. Wow. Again, okay, so I got 1257. That completes the Elite. 0 hacks failed. That's the second criteria. Full loot bags is the third. Well, and obviously not being spotted is the fourth. But so there's 4 criteria for the Elite Challenge. So almost 2.5 million just for 15 minutes work. Thanks, Rockstar. And I'll just keep the video going to show the stats screen at the end.
I'm sure you never heard shit like this for the block before.
Top down. Top down.
There we go. 12.57 minute, 12 minutes 57 seconds. I'm sorry, and 2.45 million, almost 2.5. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and have a great day.